Hi, this is Paul from the Outdoor Adventure here reviewing the Jetboil Helios system. Sierra Trading Post gave it to me and told me to check it out and give my honest opinion. So here we're going to take a look at the setup. Before I go on though, I just want to say if you're looking for a Jetboil system, check out the link down below. You'll get a 25% discount on anything Jetboil at Sierra Trading Post, good until the end of this year. Hi everyone, this is Paul from the Outdoor Adventure. Here we are at over 15,000 feet in Bolivia with some beautiful views behind us. We're here for a picnic with my family, but taking the time to review a cook system that I picked up by the Sierra Trading Post called the Jetboil Helios. Now the Jetboil Helios is a group cooking system which is designed to work well in cold weather. Now it's a group system, it's not super light, it's 28 ounces for the whole set, but it works great for a family of 2 adults and 4 kids. So let's just take it out. I want to show you a couple features about it. Now we're going to start off, as you can see, it comes with a cover on the top, hiding everything that's inside. You can even fit an 8-ounce fuel canister inside. And on the bottom, it's got this little cover to protect the flux ring technology. All right, the flux ring on the bottom, which is a heat exchanger, right there, I'll just show it to you. The challenge of it is that it is a bit delicate, so you need this little cover on the bottom, and be careful, remember to take it off before you put the stove on underneath it so you don't melt anything. But the nice thing about these two things is you can use them as plates. This one's got a couple scores on it because I use it for cutting up food for meals, but it works really well as a setup. And I'm going to just take it apart. I'm going to change the angle of the camera so you can take a look at it. Alright, so as you can see inside this, you've got room for your stove and your windscreen and your fuel canister as well. So I'm going to take that off. Alright, so this is your stand. This is to support the canister, and it's going to hold it inverted. Let's pull the rest of it out. The brains of the unit. Now, this is what I was mentioning earlier. So, like a white gas stove, you've got this little part right here which serves to heat up the liquid fuel. So when you invert the can, the liquid comes out and it gets heated up before it comes to the stove, and that way it keeps it efficient and it keeps it working down to really cold weather. I've used this in various temperatures and it's never failed me. Alright, so this copper colored, I believe to be aluminum base, fairly light, is the stand for the stove. So I'm going to show you how it goes together. There's a couple clips there, and that's it. That's the stove and how it sets up. Now, a nice little feature, let's move this stuff out of the way. Nice little feature is this windscreen here. Plastic, but despite that, it works well. I'm just going to fold up the stand for the pot, and you just snap it onto some snaps on the bottom of this stove, and you've got a perfect windscreen that's not going to come off. It's going to hold together very well, and then you can put the stove on that. Put the pot on that. Now, as I said, you can forget to take this off, and you're going to melt it onto your stove. So just remember to take that off, and then it fits right on top. So that's it for that part. Now, the neat thing about this, as I said, is this can and how it takes advantage of being a canister and at the same time of a liquid stove. All right, so it uses this this line right here to keep the canister away from the stove itself, and it's got a flip adjuster here. This is for adjusting the rate of fuel, and just spin that on. Now, on the top of the little connector, there's a little channel to slide in the fuel can supporter. Now, when you start it, after you start it, you're going to rest it like that. The liquid fuel is going to come through. It's going to get heated up, and the result is that you can boil water, a liter of water, in 3 minutes. Of course, depending on how full your canister is and what the temperature of the water is, it's going to vary a little bit, but it's very quick. And today we're going to use it to cook a nice meal of bangers and mash. If you're English, you'll know what that is. It's going to be a trail version of that. A bit more about the details. It uses a piezo ignition right here, which is a sparker, I've never had problem with it. Some people have said they had issues. I've never had a problem putting it right out of the box. It worked excellently. It's got the typical neoprene insulator on the sides to keep your pot warm. It works well. The biggest issues you see, there's a melted spot. That's because I didn't have it on correctly. I had it off-centered and it did melt a bit on the edge, but otherwise it works well. The only downside, if you're using it to the top of the capacity, which is 2.1 liters, you will spill stuff on it. So if you do, don't worry. You can just pull this off and it comes right off of the pot itself and you can throw it in the dishwasher. It's a bit loose. It could be a bit tighter on there, but I understand, to be able to pull it off to wash it, they've made it a bit looser. All right, so to start the stove, what you do is you're going to need to have it upside down, open up the valve, and when the gas starts to come out, you light it. And that's just to give it an opportunity to heat up that coil so that it vaporizes the fuel. When that's happened, you turn it upside down and you can immediately hear the change of noise as it starts to vaporize that cold fuel. It's a bit windy out here, but it does very well considering. And then you just put your pot on top and you're set and you can start your cooking. It takes a while to get used to the adjustments on this, to get the simmering just right, but we managed it well. We fried stuff. I baked pizza on this thing. I've done pasta, all sorts of stuff on this. So it does work as a versatile system. You do get the typical hot spot in the center. You can see that there, where you get a bit of burned stuff on the bottom. Now that was granted earlier on when I was learning how to use it, but you still get a bit of sticky stuff on there and that you're gonna have to clean off after you use it. Another thing that you do need to know is if you have it too low, it gets a hot spot in the middle and it doesn't allow the fluxering, what they call it, to work. So you'll get a hot spot in the middle and fairly cool on the outside. So you do have to keep it at a medium to high setting to take advantage of the heat exchanger. This is the Jetboil Helios group system with the 2.1 liter pot. The one or two improvements, if there was a bit of a better control for the simmer, it just takes a while to adjust, that's all. So for example, if you turn off the stove, it keeps burning for about 20 seconds to burn up any leftover fuel in there, which is fine. You get used to that. You turn it off about 30 seconds before you're done. It's a nice system. I think I would, if it came with the bigger pot, I would have bought the bigger pot just as a group setup. But overall, it's been really nice. I've used it a lot. The canisters hold out well. They're not as efficient as some setups, but it's a really good setup overall. Nice, solid. I like how everything works together with it. So you've got the heat shield that it snaps onto the stove and the pot that goes with it. And it packs up really nice and tidily, and you're ready to go. So overall, thanks very much, Sierra Trading Post. I'm glad I got the opportunity to review it, and I will be taking it all out this summer as my primary setup for family backpacking. So before I go, want to ask a question to everybody out there. Do you buy Jetboil? Do you use Jetboil? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you like about it? What systems is your favorite that you have? Leave your comments down below. Check out the link down below for a free 25% off coupon for Sierra Trading Post, good until the end of the year. A special thanks to the Sierra Trading Post. If you want to see some more great tips and gear reviews, check out their YouTube channel by clicking on the Sierra Trading Post logo right in the middle of your screen.